Hi, hello and welcome back. Now I am going to discuss about functions and methods. First we see function. Function accepts parameters and returns a value. See here for example, int add of int a comma b return a plus b. Here there is a function name called add. Add is a function. There are two variables a and b which is declared as an integer. And this function returns the value of a plus b. A simple example. Comes to method. Method. Function inside a class are called methods. See for example, class student. Void display. Then we are printing the message hello. Look into this example. Here we have created the class called student. Student is a class. Inside we have a method called void display. So here we have a display method, and inside the method we are just printing the message hello to the user. So in this example, if you consider the function inside a class, the display function which is inside the class student, which is called as what? Method. Next, subroutine. Subroutine, it's a self-contained block of code that actually performs a specific task, can be called from different parts of the program. The next one, method call overhead. What is method call overhead? Overhead means what? The overtime, the over memory usage. Here we can say the extra time and space. Space means what? Memory. So the extra time and memory taken by the system whenever a method or function is called. So for example, look at this one. In this example, there is a class and there is a method. So whenever the display method is called, the computer takes the extra time and space to call this method, then it is called as what? Method call overhead. This method call overhead occurs due to these things. The first one, because of parameter passing. What is parameter passing? Passing values to the arguments. For example, int add of int a comma b. If we pass value to a and b, then it is called as what? Parameter passing. Passing values to the function arguments. Then stack frame creation. Here the memory is allocated for local variables, parameters as well as the return address. Saving registers. Actually the CPU registers are temporarily saved before executing the function. Return address storage. Here the system stores the address when execution should continue after the method completes. So it needs to store the address since it is continuing. Stack cleanup. The memory allocated for the function is released after its execution. So here we are passing the value a and b to the function and we are returning a plus b. So after execution, that stack has to be released. That is called as what? Stack cleanup. These entire processes contributes to the method call overhead. How to reduce this method call overhead? There are things given like function inlining, then optimizing the recursion, avoid unnecessary use of function calls, and optimizing even the compiler. Those things will reduce the method call overhead during the execution of method, calling the method. What are the advantages and disadvantages of method call overhead? We'll see the advantages. It has better modularity. Then obviously code reusability. Then easier maintenance. Comes to the disadvantages. It takes additional time to execute, and also it increases the memory usage of stack and can reduce the performance if methods are very small and called frequently. These are the advantages and disadvantages of method call overhead. This is all about functions and methods. Thanks for watching.